Let's go.
Ginger Runner.
What's up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another GingerRunner.com review. I'm fully caffeinated. I'm ready to go. It's Friday. I'm happy. Let's do this. Today, we're reviewing a running shoe highly requested by many of you from Nike, the Zoom Elite 9. Yeah, that's one fast-looking shoe. Let's start by talking a little bit about shoe intimidation for a second. It exists. It's real. I was a bit intimidated by the shoe because I didn't think I was fast enough or worthy of running in a shoe like this that a lot of the elite runners that run marathons and incredibly fast times around the world wear. In my mind, I was like, I don't think it's going to work for me because I'm not light, I'm not fast, I'd be wasting my money and my time. The reality is, after trying the shoe, that whole thought process is wrong, and I should have known that. I gotta listen to my own advice sometimes. I've been doing this long enough to know that there is no such thing as a shoe that should intimidate you. As long as it fits well, it's comfortable, and it's durable, and it's something that works for you, then that shoe is a great match. That being said, the Zoom Elite 9 turned out to be a pretty good match for me. Not what I expected. Fully pleased with the results. I'm gonna tell you all a bit about. That's also why the shoe has been out for a while, but the review is just now dropping, is because I wanted to spend some quality time in the Zoom Elite 9, get to know it a little bit better, become bonded, better friends. The shoe itself is responsive, it's snappy, it's fast, pretty comfortable. It's at the lighter end of the spectrum. It is definitely geared towards moving fast, or at least speed work, or trying to increase your speed. But it works for all sorts of conditions, whether you're just going out for an easy jog, or if you're going for a little bit of light trail running. I've been really pleased with the Zoom Elite 9. Let's get on with things that I like and dislike about the shoe, starting, as always, with things that I like. The upper. I was expecting a narrow, restrictive shoe. What I got was a surprisingly comfortable, decently wide toe box shoe. The dual layer fly mesh is comfortable. It's not super stretchy by any means, but by being a one-piece upper, you're going to limit any sorts of hot spots or blistering or chafing. The fly wire lacing on this shoe works. I love the thinner tongue that still kind of wraps around your midfoot, providing you with plenty of protection, but not too much cushioning or extra thickness. Overall, upper, good. Responsive. A lot of the times when I talk about responsive shoes, the responsive midsole material tends to either be on the side of more cushioned or concrete. This one falls right into a sweet spot where it's responsive, but in a good way of being snappy and quick. Certainly in due part to the Nike Zoom Air pocket here in the forefoot, somewhere embedded in that midsole. It really gives the shoe some life. I found it to be responsive but yet fun to run in. It wasn't a drag, and the shoe certainly feels like it has life as opposed to the dead shoes that are just too responsive and don't give you any sort of comfort or feedback. Durability. Again, when dealing with a Nike shoe, my first instinct is to think that it's just not going to last a long time. It's going to break down within 100 or 200 miles and you're going to have to buy a new pair of shoes. It's not the case with this one. I have maybe 60 to 70 miles in this shoe. The outsole barely showing many signs of wear, which is fantastic, and the upper looks fairly new. Downside, of course, is that it's going to get dirty because it is such a shiny white and light colors. You'll see the dirt as soon as it starts attracting to the shoe, but overall, I've been really happy with the durability of it, which is a great thing. But you know what? What's more important is talking about the things that I don't like about the shoe, whether these might influence your decision to even look at this, starting with drop. The heel drop in the shoe is about 8 millimeters, 17 in the front, 25 in the back. And with shoes that have a softer, more cushioned midsole material, that begins to equal out. So an 8 millimeter drop will feel more like a 4 millimeter and 4 will feel like a 0. You know, it really is depending on your foot. But in the Zoom Elite 9, 8 millimeters surely feels like 8 millimeters, if not more, because that midsole is so responsive. I had a hard time not feeling like I was constantly leaning forward in the shoe. Maybe that's the purpose of the shoe, is to make you feel like you're constantly moving forward. But for me, when the drop is a little too extreme, I end up getting heel scuffing. I have to kind of adjust things, and they certainly take some time to get used to. I never fully got used to the 8 millimeter drop in the Zoom Elite 9. Heel counter. The heel counter in the Zoom Elite 9 is a bit steep. The rake here is pretty significant. If you have any sort of Achilles rubbing issues where you get blisters, new pairs of shoes, or from time to time in shoes that you already have, be aware that that could happen in the shoe purely because the angle is pretty steep and really starts to dig into your Achilles. I had no problems when I wore socks that came above that heel lock. So I encourage you to try that, or try the shoes without that to make sure that they won't bother you. And finally, laces. This is one of those things where you're either going to care about it or you're not, but the laces in the shoe are super thin. They're tough to tie, they're tough to trust, and more importantly, if you do end up double knotting them, which I had to do every single time I put the shoe on, they actually become more difficult to untie, which is kind of one of my biggest gripes about having too thin of laces. End up having to lock them down and you can't really unlock them. Figured I would point that out for you. But that's it for dislikes. I was, again, pleasantly surprised by the shoe. It has a lot of really good things going for it. If you have not even considered it, or you look at the shoe and go, I'm just not worthy of it, throw that away. Put that stuff aside. At least give it a shot. My job is to help you get into shoes that will make your life better, make you happier, and improve your running. So yeah, this one's definitely worth looking into. Let's get on with the points, shall we? Quality, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. I've been really impressed with the quality of this so far. I assumed it would not be great. It has exceeded my expectations, which says a lot. Comfort, As a more responsive shoe, I tend to look at comfort a little bit differently. That being said, 4 out of 5, purely because this shoe, as a responsive shoe, is a more comfortable responsive shoe. It's a sweet spot for me. Dig it. Price? Right now, at least on Running Warehouse, you can get these for 94 bucks, under $100 for this shoe. That, to me, is a 5 out of 5. That's a great deal. I have a link in the description, plus the coupon code. Encourage you guys to check that out. That's a pretty damn good deal for a pair of shoes that could last you a while, and you could have some fun speed work in fast times. And finally, looks. Many of you would look at this and go, oh, Ethan's gonna like the looks. I'll be honest, guys. Feels a little Ed Hardy to me. The fade, I don't know. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 on looks. Yeah, I'm torn. That brings our grand total to 16 out of 20. Solid 16. Good shoe. Encourage you guys to at least try it on. So as far as a buy, try, or a why, because of the price, I'm definitely gonna give this a buy, because anything under $100 that gives you this sort of ride is at least worth looking into, if not just snagging a pair for all around fun and to just throw around. So that's it, guys, for today's review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have you run in the Zoom Elite 9? I'm sure many of you have, because the shoe has been out for a long time. In the comments of this video, let me know what you guys think of this shoe. We have lots more reviews coming in the coming weeks, so I encourage you guys to subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Make sure you like, favorite, subscribe. A lot of social links there if you guys want to check me out across social media. It's this cool thing. And if you want to help keep the channel alive, you have 2 options now. You can either go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/thegingerrunner for as little as $1 a month, or right now, limited edition wraps are available at gingerrunnerstore.com. There's very few available of the Inky Rainier, so go snag them while you can before they disappear. Now get out there, guys. Train hard, race harder, and party the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.